Greetings and salutations, YouTube. Friar Chuck here, and we are back with Chargers franchise. Few updates before we get into this. Really, just a major one. So, Madden, believe it or not, was bugged in the early access. I know, shocking. Madden's bugged. So, every single rookie that had a dev trait in the game was actually only a star. So that includes Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison Jr. and yeah. Um, and a few people had dev traits that ended up losing them. I don't think that affected any of our players, but yeah. So they did release a patch, or not a patch, a roster update the other day for it. Unfortunately, the roster updates do not apply to current franchises. So like if with our current save, it won't apply. Um, but I did see a video on every rookie's uh um dev trait. So unfortunately, I do know what every rookie is now. Um, but for the sake of our franchise, I went in and upped and edited personally everybody's every rookie's dev trait that had one. Um, if it was right, they kept it. If it was wrong, I either upped it or brought it down. Um, whatever it was, we'll see if if that means that we can actually see it in game currently or not. You can. So as you can see there, so when you go into in case you didn't know, to edit somebody's dev trait, you go in here, go to edit player, and then you scroll over to player traits, and there you can see development superstar. So just go to that, scroll over there, find it, update it. So when you do that, if a player has the hidden development tag, it takes it away. Now it's not hidden anymore. You know what it is. It's been said. So yeah, now we know that Joe Alt is a superstar development. Huzzah! Much better than the star that he was. We will most certainly take that. That's definitely something we can build around. And he's already an 81, so he's nearly, he's closing in on Rashawn Slater. Uh, Paulson's didn't change, so again, we know what his is now. With me saying that, but it is what it is. You know what I'm gonna do? Tuli Tuipulotu is a way better defensive end than Ibogby, or however you say his name. So, and he needs some snaps, so let's get him in there. He will be our starting right defensive end. Okay, so in the last episode, I don't know if we ever took a look at player. I think we did, yeah, because we signed a couple people. We do have $71 million in cap space, which is nice, so we've got room to sign some people. So the question then becomes, who do we actually want to keep? Um, and I've talked about this before. I really do think Khalil Mack is going to go. He only wants 2 years, but that $43 million signing bonus for a guy that's 33 years old is kind of outrageous. So I do want to put him. I want to put him up on the trade finder again. He'll be traded by the end of the season. So Cole Kmet, we have looked at this. I know Miles Murphy, Cortland Sutton, Martin Emerson. It's actually not a bad trade. Jamel Dean. It's actually no. I'd rather have Martin Emerson. He's younger. I don't want Rasheed Rice. Kenny Moore's too old. Really don't want Bobby Wagner. I apologize if y'all can hear me drinking. Um, So the Patriots just traded Matt Judon, and they got a future third from the um, Falcons, and he also needed a contract extension. I personally would say that Khalil Mack's better than Matt Judon. I don't know what the also that's not going to be in our save, and I'm not going to go force it. They're the same age. Mack's a couple overall points better. They're both superstars. They both need extensions. Khalil Mack is coming off of a 17.5 season. Personally, I'd rather have Khalil Mack, so I'll probably try and get a second round pick out of somebody and move on because I want it to be a fair trade for both sides. Um, so I'm going to kind of try and use that Matt Judon deal as a basis for what we get out of him. Now, if I were to trade Joey Bosa, I would expect a lot more. Just because he's locked up and is okay. So it looks like Justin Fields might actually be their starter. I know who I would start if I was them, but I'm not the Steelers. So yeah, everybody's depth trait is correct now. I hope. I hope I didn't miss anybody, but if so, maybe it's just somebody that got a higher depth trait than they were actually supposed to have. That'd be nice. Anyway, so upgrading players. Let's see who got something something. Lad McConkey, love to see it. Upgrade his slot. He's now 76 overall. +1 catching, +2 medium route, +1 short. That's what you want out of a slot receiver. Junior Colson. But what did the field general? So he's a true 75. Selected play of the moment. Don't want to do that. But yeah, if you look at the Steelers, they have a 79 ranked offense. Um, Wide receiver room is real. It has like no depth beyond George Pickens. Um, then quarterback play is questionable. Offensive line is really unproven. But they've got some really good defensive players: T.J. Watt, Minka Fitzpatrick, Joey Porter Jr., Patrick Queen, Cam Hayward. Ooh, oh, hey, 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 hey. Doing here? Okay. Thought I had backed out and selected play game, but evidently not. So we're exiting out of there. All's fair. I didn't get to play it, so we're not. Okay, let's go. Sweet. So Pittsburgh is 1-1 on the season. We of course started off 2-0 after games against really games against three of the worst teams in the NFL. The Pittsburgh will end up going like 9-8 or something, just because Mike Tomlin refuses to be under 500. So he'll somehow will them to like. But what'll happen is they'll end up starting Russell Wilson for the majority of the season. Oh yeah, Gus Edwards is hurt. I forgot. So this is J.K. Dobbins' team. Yeah, they'll end up starting Russell Wilson. He'll be okay for a couple weeks, and then they'll be like right on the verge of making the playoffs, and something will happen. Justin Fields will come in. He'll win them 3 or 4 games in a row. How did we lose yardage on that? Ball's at the 45. I'm going for it. Okay, my apologies there. I had the hiccup something fierce, and I needed to get rid of them. Ooh, Hayden Hurst to the 20-yard line. It's incomplete. We were lucky that wasn't picked off. I would really like it if they would take the read options out of my playbook. Is not fast enough or mobile enough for me to warrant calling those and risking him getting hurt. You know, with like Lamar Jackson, it's okay because that's like half his game. And we're not having the whole Lamar Jackson's a running back argument here. I won't stand for it. Lamar Jackson is a good quarterback. He's a good passer. Leave him alone. Second and 8 now from the 8. So we can technically pick up the first, I guess. It'd be kind of hard. On the jet sweep, we get 3rd and inches from the 1. So it is time for a good old-fashioned tush push, but not really. Sean Slater's hurt. Imagine that. So if he's out for any substantial length of time, we will move Joe Alt over to left tackle and let him play there instead of whoever our tackle is. I just think that is a smarter play as J.K. Dobbins gets in for the touchdown. Chargers offense keeps charging. Yeah, that was a funny joke. Y'all liked it, huh? 7-0 now. We took 4 minutes and 48 seconds off the clock. A much better start. He's got bruised ribs. Okay. Trey Pipkins can play there for now. Rashawn Slater is a little bit injury prone, so that's something we'll have to watch out for. And honestly, we might consider. It's going to kind of depend on how the draft and free agency pans out. So if we were to draft or sign a good tackle, like a really good tackle, I would probably consider moving Slater to guard and letting Alt and whoever we have be the 2 tackles. Justin Fields is playing, by the way, so shout-outs to the Steelers for making the right call. It's picked off, and that is Henley. Okay, make a name for yourself, sir. I don't even know who you are. Diane Henley. I'm going to assume that it's probably not pronounced Diane, but that's what we're going with. So, if there happens to be a Chargers fan out there watching this video, tell me how that's pronounced. Or, you know, him personally if he somehow is watching this video on a channel that has like 32 subscribers, which I do appreciate all of you, truly. Um, I just think it would be very odd if, you know, random linebacker for the Chargers was one of them. 3rd and 8 now from the 34. We're going to take a shot to Josh Palmer. He had a chance at that and dropped it. Not the best ball by Herbert, but it was definitely catchable. Dicker, the kicker. It's good. 10-0 Chargers. Got points off the turnover. You'd much rather have the touchdown, of course, but points is points. There's only certain times in a football game where you pass up points. One of them, of course, being you are already up by a ton, and you really don't need them. Justin Fields coming back out to work now. They are going to hand off to Najee Harris. I nearly said Najee Marshall, and I'm pretty sure that's a guy that plays for the Mavericks now. I think he's the small forward that they signed to replace Derrick Jones Jr. That was thrown right towards Junior Colson, but Pat Freiermuth comes up with it and then shakes off the world. Another completion there. That's to George Pickens. Justin Fields. What position is he playing that he's in currently? Touchdown Steelers. They moved the ball very efficiently that drive. Ten 7. Minute and a half left in the first quarter, so fairly reasonable score. Buzz picks up a few on the screen pass. A few things you'll learn about me playing this. 1, I'm not very good. 2, I love screen passes. 3, I don't like that. 3rd and 2 now. This is a little tight end attack action here. Parham is going to actually be my primary read. And he's going to get it. A little bit of a block downfield by Josh Palmer. Nothing too crazy. And we are up to the 29. And there's somebody out there on defense trying to get the Palomalu hair. Slings it. Hayden Hurst, touchdown. Beautiful throw by Justin Herbert. Exactly where it needed to be. Led Hurst into the end zone. Got it over the head of that underneath defender. And Hayden Hurst is going to come away with the touchdown. Dole reckons you ought to bring a Hurst too. 17-7. Let me just check and make sure. I'm pretty positive it's still on All Madden. It is. Okay. was playing off screen with the Cowboys on All Madden, and it wasn't going real well. I gave up like 530 something yards and 7 touchdowns to Derek Carr. I said no mas. Catch me there by illegal man downfield or illegal touching? Oh, illegal man downfield by the rookie Zach Frazier, center out of West Virginia. Shoutouts to the Mountaineers. Wouldn't have minded having him for the first year of our dynasty, and the Steelers have an offensive lineman hurt. That is Charles Leno Jr., who I'm assuming is playing left tackle for them. I think they have a rookie left tackle, or maybe it's picked off. That's Derwin James, the big playmaker on our defense, and Justin Fields has now thrown 2 interceptions to go along with his 1 touchdown. I do think I would like another running back, though. I'm not real big on the Ravens cast-offs. I mean, in all fairness to the Ravens, though, they traded him out for Derrick Henry. Like, any sane person would do that. As Hayden Hurst is going to get another catch for the first down. Can you imagine if we had a good young tight end in this defense? In this offense, rather? It'd be unstoppable. Which does make me consider... Oh, and no, okay. I thought Will Dissly was hurt. Which does make me consider a possible trade option for Khalil Mack. And you may be thinking in your head the same thing that I'm thinking. But a guy like Kyle Pitts would do wonders on this team. I was half expecting the Chargers this year to take Brock Bowers in the draft. Well, when I did my mock draft, I had them trading down with the... Who did I have? I think it was with Minnesota. I had a trading down with Minnesota. Minnesota coming up to take J.J. McCarthy. The Chargers moving back and picking up... Now, the only part of that actually happened was Minnesota taking J.J. McCarthy. Just toss that into the ground. Which a tough break for him, man. A torn meniscus, having to have season-ending surgery. Got a feel for Minnesota fans, man. Heard that and found out that they are going to they're going to have Sam Darnold as their quarterback for a whole year. The only thing that could be worse is having Russell Wilson as your quarterback for a whole year. I'm okay with making Steelers fans feel bad. I was going to say that they've won enough, and then I remembered that I was a Cowboys fan, and the same argument could be made for them. However, The whole time I've been alive, they've never won an NFC Championship game. So have we really won enough? Because I am 27, so that's my whole life's worth of very mediocre Cowboys. You know what, as a Cowboys fan too, I'm just gonna say it. I miss Tony Romo. I do. I think if Tony Romo was in this offense right now, they would be really good. And George Pickens just moves a man to the side. Also, he looks absolutely huge out there. I'm thinking it was something to do with the camera zoom, but he looked like he was about 7 foot tall. I think George Pickens is pretty big, but he's not like 6'6" big. I would give him probably 6'4" at the absolute most, and I'm not even real positive about that. The Cowboys need Joe Burrow. I was gonna say Justin Herbert, and then I remember that Justin Herbert knows how to win even less than Dak Prescott does. So, not the best option. Joe Burrow, though, is not in a contract dispute because he already got his big money. He's been to a Super Bowl. And Dallas has an offensive line that could actually keep him upright. I think. Dobbins picks up the first down there. Closing in on a 2-minute warning, and we're not going to get that off, so we will go into the 2-minute warning, up 20-14, but moving the ball pretty well here. First and 10 from right on the 50-yard line. It was a dangerous throw there. And the decision that I made wasn't real great either, because I threw it to A, which I think was Hurst just doing like a little button there. So he's going to pick up the first. We're on the 37 now. In field goal range for our boy. It's gained by Hayden Hurst, and it is 15 yards to the end zone here. The touchdown. We did just give Palmer a new contract extension, so glad to see he hasn't decided to take, the rest of his career off. But it is a 27-14 Chargers lead. Hopefully we hold that into halftime, but you never know. Playing very well these first few games. I mean, it's just all Madden I do feel like is a lot easier when you have a really good quarterback, but our receivers have been playing really well too. But we've also played against some really bad quarterbacks. No offense to my boy Justin Fields, but I mean, our first game was against Gardner Minshew. We picked him off 5 times. Second game So far today, or game 2 against Bryce Young, I think we picked him off once or twice, and now against Justin Fields, he's at 2 already. So we'll see. And Derwin James going for number 3. He's got it. Derwin James with his second interception of the game, third on the season, I believe. And with the ball in the 34, there's a chance that we could go into halftime with a bigger lead. And there's the first Joey Bosa injury of the season. That checks out. Go ahead and take the timeout right there.
Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go.
Quadricep strain, will not be able to return for this game. Okay. So it's Huli Tuipulotu's turn. I had some guys open on that play. I didn't really like the way any of the routes looked, though, so I elected just to throw it away and live to fight another day. That rhymed. Hurst is already at 100 yards. So yay him. Got half of Herbert's yardage today. We did let the clock run there. Yeah, no, I'm going to punt. It's 4th and 3. I should have at least tried to get into field goal range, but it is what it is. Hopefully that bounces into the end zone for a touchback. Exactly what I wanted. I'm glad they figured that out. And the Steelers will kneel it out to take it into the second half. Down by a couple of scores here. I mean, been doing it. It's been pretty good, but try and run inside a little bit more. Don't really know where the best place to stop them is from. Probably the medium pass.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon. The Steelers.
I do think that one of their touchdowns came from that big scramble that what's his face? Justin Fields had. So for those that don't know, fun fact about Justin Fields: Justin Fields is actually an epileptic, so he suffers from seizures. I'm not sure what causes his. It may be photosensitive. It may be stress related. I don't know that I'd want to play in the NFL with stress triggered seizures, but I don't know. And for those that don't know, I also suffer from epilepsy. Sucks, but it is what it is. So yeah, I'm a big Justin Fields guy. I actually after he got drafted, she bought a Justin Fields jersey, so I have a Chicago Bears Justin Fields jersey. That is actually the only football jersey that I own. Don't have any Cowboys players. Don't have Cameron Dicker. Don't have Justin Tucker. And you got to make that tackle. Touchdown Steelers. They are going to make it a 27-21 game. Great response coming out of halftime. Exactly what they needed. Kick is up and good.
return sets
Smacked a little there.
here right at the 30-yard line.
He may be limping. I think he is.
Chargers shaken up on that last play. The Charger drive about to get going. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a
8-yard pickup there by Dobbins. Nice little run. Yeah, Davis, our kick returner. Ankle bruise. Brandon Reese will come in. Nice job blocking there by Slater, who is back into the game now. Clears out a nice little path for Dobbins, and we have the first. Let's see if we can get McConkey involved. We can't. I was kind of scared by that throw, but the defender did not do what I thought they were going to do. So we're okay.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Herbert.
Winging it. The like 6'7" Donald Parham. Former standout for the Arlington Renegades of the XFL. Believe former member of the Stetson football program. I think is where he went to college. One of those schools that you only hear about during March Madness. I think it was. I think it's Stetson. The old Hatters. I mean, that's one of those. I get the name. I understand why you're called that, but could you have done something a teensy bit more creative? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. So we are without our power back, but Dobbins has got a little bit of power, and he has scored on the goal line today, and he does it again. Okay, and they are suggesting that we go for 2 here. Gotta say, I kind of agree. I did not mean to switch this play around, but oh well. Disley wide open enough to just kind of not have to work other than sticking his arms up for the touchdown. 35-21, we gain back 2 score cushion. Herbert's been very efficient today. I wonder who the first person is going to be to return a kickoff for a touchdown in the new format. There's probably a betting line for it.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they looked up.
I honestly, like off the top of my head, I don't know. I think like a safe bet would be like Cordero Patterson. Which I think if he does that, that just solidifies his Hall of Fame career. It's picked off. Aloha Gilman with another one. And he has some space. Can he outrun Justin Fields? He does. Touchdown. Chargers. Sip to tea. 4 turnovers today for the Chargers. Justin Fields is letting them down. Do they bench him and go with Russell Wilson? Healers country, let's weld. God, Russell Wilson's a joke.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start.
Fulton could have had a chance at that if he would have reacted to it sooner. But I'm not gonna blame him. That's a tough one to come up with. He was running ahead of the wide receiver, and he got thrown behind him. You could have probably questioned, I guess, his coverage decision, but I didn't see it right after he throws an interception. He comes out here and does this. Moves the ball very efficiently, very quickly, and they're scoring range again. Elect to go with a QB draw here and no go as Junior Colson comes up. I don't know what that celebration was. Looked a little suspect, but Colson is there again. He's been a great player for us. I said pickup like I was the one that drafted him. That's why you're gonna get traded, sir.
Calvin Austin, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Steelers are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
42-28. Pittsburgh goes down and scores. Brings it back to within 14. They got plenty of time to bring it back. We definitely can't let our foot off the brake. Foot off the gas, not the brake. We do want to let our foot off the brake so that we can step on the gas. First and 10 now from the 32. Running the ball has been a mixed bag. Had some good gains, had some bad ones. I refuse to call the read option. I don't really know how I feel about running right at Cam Hayward either. I had part the end. First down for Herbert. Catch by Disley. We do use a lot of multiple tight end sets, so I would like to have a couple of good ones. Or like not even necessarily good ones, but just like athletes there. A versatile weapon or two, if you will. See, again, it's a mixed bag. Dobbins has got 65 rush yards, but he's had to work for it. Averaging a little over 3 yards a carry. We're staying balanced, and I think that is a lot of the reason why we're managing to break these big ones off occasionally. Is because I'm not, giving up on it all. We're going to keep trying and see what happens, and then we made the big splash plays in the passing game. Then we're able to come in and just run like mad. First and goal from the 4. Not a big goal line fan. I think we picked up a yard, maybe. I would really like this play better if it was a 3 wide receiver set. Oof. Picked up nothing there. I tried to cut back in, I think maybe a little bit too soon. Herbert fumbles. The Steelers fall on it. Oh, I can't challenge it. Why did the replay official control reviews in this situation? It's not under 2 minutes. First turnover of the game. It is a fumble. Fields finds Calvin Austin as he beats Christian Fulton. Austin's got a lot of speed. He's not the best receiver in the world, but he is fast. And the lack of pressure is really coming back to bite us. And lack of corner depth. They've shown an ability to score fast, so even if we run the clock down, there's no guarantee that we. I mean, unless it hits 0 while it's in our possession, but.
The Charger drive about to get going. Now, Charles, of course, you got to remember, last possession they fumbled. It led to a touchdown. One-score game here. Got to be careful.
And this is where coaching and training really comes into play, doesn't it? What does everyone
The reason he doesn't react fast enough on the scrambles, and he's just not that fast. But Dobbins is going to pick up the first down there on 2nd and 10. I just think we need to keep running the ball. Okay, I finished all my water, so you don't have to hear me swallowing loudly. Dobbins does have 100 yards today. Not the most efficient 100 yards in the world, but he's up to about 4 yards a carry now. So he has gone up. That doesn't help. Let's see if we can get him on a little screen action. I should be a little bit more aggressive on 3rd and 7 in this situation, but I had no idea my guard was just not going to pick him up. No, that's crazy talk. Gotta punt it. I don't know who was suggesting that. Punt. Pin him on the 13. I mean, it's better than the 20. So. Okay, Fields has put together 2 good drives in a row. He's due for something. He's got 4:50 left, and I mean, all he can do, well, he can technically take the lead, I guess, if he goes for 2, but. Nice pass break up there by person. I think it said still on the back of his jersey. There's a lot of these Chargers players that I really don't know the name of. There's George Pickens again for his 3rd touchdown. Hey, it's tied. I want to run some time off the clock, and I don't want to score a field goal to take the lead. I want a touchdown. Pretty much simply for the fact that I know they can get down into field goal range in a hurry. I'd rather just, wish into existence them having to score a touchdown to tie it. And that is very helpful. Dobbins up to the 49 with that very nice little run. See the 1st and 10 screen? 1st and 10 halfback screen's great. The 2nd and 11 anything after the 1st and 10 halfback screen, it's not great. Thought Dobbins might have been hurt. He's not. Nice blocking on the outside. We're able to turn it into a 5-yard gain. Why one of the options is to audible into the same play you're running. 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks for Justin Fields. Justin Herbert.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch.
2-minute warning.
Marker back to 1.
42-42 game. We've let them get back into this when they shouldn't have.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
That's not really. This, however, will work.
Carry for Dobbins. And he's going to take this ahead.
3 yards for Dobbins.
But no more than that. 2nd down.
Now, as long as we can, like, ideally here we get it to like a 3rd and 1. Get some more time off the clock. Maybe we run the ball on 3rd down, pick up the first, run some more time, run it again, get it down to the point where, you know, the field goal is actually the winner and not just the go ahead.
Herbert going to throw. Short throw underneath to Hurst. They'll be brought down on the 3rd.
What did I say? Get it to a 3rd and 1. And the Steelers do have an injury. That is Cam Hayward. That is going to seriously hurt their run defense that hasn't been great anyway. So we are, in fact, going to run in that exact direction. And there's a big hole. We cut J.K. Dobbins right back into the middle of a defender. Got a little bit more yardage than I probably would have liked, but it's okay. Touchdown. J.K. Dobbins for his 3rd of the day. The J.K. Dobbins fantasy owners everywhere are going mad. All the guys that picked him up after Gus Edwards' injury. Dicker is here to kick it away. Lands on about the 5, or fielded it like the 5, I think, and they are going to return it to the 25. So basically a touchback. I know the Dicker is not hurt. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Injury to our kicker, and not just any kicker, Dicker the kicker. And this is a close game, too. I might need him. I mean, at least I got a decent punter, so. 446 yards, 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions for Justin Fields. What an absolute wild stat line. Like, seriously. Okay, they take the timeout there. So they got 35 seconds left. They really can't afford to be throwing in the middle of the field now. It's going to take too long. That was really stupid. So they pick up the first, but if that was college, that would not have been a first down. I don't think, because I think they spot it differently. Do manage to get out of bounds there. 9 seconds left. Horn Labrum? Dog. What is with my kicker getting a real injury?
Understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
But Lil Mac delivers a big hit. 4 seconds to go. Man up 3 deep. Not running the pre-vit because the pre-vit just prevents you from winning.
I've got to have somebody rushing the quarterback. Don't make it easy for him to set up and throw the ball all the way down.
Mac almost got their 5th interception. It is! And that is Woods. I wish I knew your first name, sir, but you sealed the game there. 6 touchdowns, 5 interceptions for Justin Fields. And the big difference in that game was the pick 6. Because without it, you could say it's only 42-42. And Justin Fields somehow at the same time has his best and worst game as a pro. All Madden's crazy. 22 of 30, 475 yards, 6 touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
So for Los Angeles,
He had 3 incompletions that weren't intercepted. Justin Herbert, 26 of 34, 306 yards, 2 touchdowns. Absolutely no complaints about how he played. He did have the 1 fumble, but is whatever. Rushing, J.K. Dobbins, 30 carries for 153 yards and 3 touchdowns. Went absolutely ballistic. No runs over 20 yards. He hit 19, and that was the furthest he went. Hayden Hurst had 124 yards and a touchdown. Dobbins had 41. Disley had 49. 28 for Palmer. 55 for Parham. Tight ends were feasting. Quentin Johnson had 9. Ladd McConkey didn't catch a single pass. Junior Colson led the team in tackles. 2 TFLs for Derwin James. 2 picks. And a pass deflection. I think safe to say he's the player of the game. At least defensively. Oh, that's crazy. Justin Fields with the best and worst game of his career all at once. Well, and I have to say, that is a first for me. I have never had a kicker get injured in a game before. Not once. Him and Gus Edwards suffering from the same injury. Torn labrum, out 4 weeks. Well, I got to go find a kicker because I can't just use my punter. But none of them are Dicker the kicker. How am I supposed to survive? Okay, we got Dustin Hopkins, who's probably the best option. Randy Bullock, Mason Crosby, Joey Sly, Zane Gonzalez, Blake Group A. I don't know how you say his name. I don't really care. He plays for the Saints. Harrison Mevis, Tanner Brown, John Parker Romo. I think the best middle ground is going to probably be Dustin Hopkins. 94 kick power is plenty. 84 kick accuracy is good. I wish that there was an injury waiver with like, okay, my kicker's hurt. I have to have another one for a couple weeks. Why can't I just like okay, can't cut any of my corners. I don't cut Oh, this guy, Diane Henley. Yeah, good game. Okay, but why did they not recommend cutting that player? He's a 55 left tackle. I don't want him. Be gone. Okay, so we have a kicker now. It's the wrong place. I need depth charts. Everybody's a 77. So actually, he's actually technically better than Cameron Dicker because his kick power's down, I think, because of Moran. But this week, we face off against the 1-2 Kansas City Chiefs. So, have they had a really tough schedule, or are they just not good? We are first in points per game, first in passing yards, third in rushing yards, at 130. We're still third. first in opponents' rush yards per game. We are last in opponents' passing yards, second to last in opponents' points per game. That's fun. And we're about to play Patrick Mahomes. I don't expect that to be a win. I'm just gonna say that'll probably be our first loss. Pittsburgh made that game a lot more interesting than I thought it would be. And I'm glad that it didn't go into overtime because I didn't really want to go into overtime having a kicker. It's a new one. I have never in game had my kicker get hurt. I think I've had it stemmed through the preseason and stuff, and I don't even really know if I've had it then. Yeah, so down goes our kicker, but he don't have to worry about nothing. I don't care. As soon as he's back, Dustin Hopkins is gone. I don't care how many field goals he hits. Dicker the kicker is our man. But that is going to do it for today's episode. I hope y'all enjoyed. I know I had a good time. I'm having a great time with the series. The Chargers are actually a lot of fun. And we've got a lot more work that we could do with their roster. So stick around for that. You're not going to want to miss the next episode because we might actually lose. Probably will actually lose. Patrick Mahomes is probably about to have 700 yards and 20 touchdowns. I'll see you guys in the next one. This is Friar Chuck saying bye-bye.